Judy, it was a very long windup for what was ultimately a predictable outcome, at least for today. 3 hours and 14 minutes after the Sistine Chapel doors shut, we all collectively watched and learned together that there is no new pope, at least yet. The crowd outside St. Peter's Basilica erupted as black smoke began to seep from the Sistine Chapel. The Catholic faithful and curious, tens of thousands of them, poured out of St. Peter's Square after the first predictable black puff of the Cardinals' first ballots. In a sign of the more modern world tweaking a centuries-old sacred process, Vatican TV streamed live Cardinals swearing the oath of secrecy inside the Sistine Chapel. Cardinal Blaise Supich among them. It's a view inside Vatican tradition, never before witnessed live by the outside world, projected onto screens for the masses gathered in St. Peter's Square. Moments after the Latin declaration that begins the conclave in earnest,
Extra omnes.
the doors of the Sistine Chapel locked shut. What this represents struck even the non-Catholics in the crowd, some visiting from suburban Glenview.
It's not so much about the spiritual leader that's going to come out of that, it's sort of the event.
That the world is coming together for this.
Yeah, and that it means so much to so many people.
Luca Bedetti spent years studying and teaching at Chicago universities. A few miles from the Vatican at Loyola Chicago Rome Center, he says the future of the Catholic Church is a topic that's constant, especially now.
I like to think of students kind of opening the vision even further and carrying it forward.
Now religious pilgrims will remain in Rome for the next sign of what and who is to come. Now, it is impossible for us to know coming out of day one of voting if there are any frontrunners. Of course, many have been discussed. Tomorrow, the first full day of voting here at the Vatican is when factions could begin to form. But again, we won't know any of that because all of it is playing out behind closed doors. We're just watching that chimney for smoke signals to find out when there is a new pope. Judy?
Liz, as you mentioned, tomorrow will be the first full day of the conclave. What do we know about the timing for the Cardinals to start voting again? And when might we see the first smoke tomorrow?
Here at the Vatican, the Cardinals, they are resting tonight. And again,
Oh, Judy, this is going to be a long day again here at the Vatican tomorrow morning. Each day of voting will begin with a mass. That happens at 8 a.m. time here at the Vatican. That's 2:15 in the morning. The first vote will take place just after that. That is when cardinals are locked inside the Sistine Chapel for that first round of voting. We can expect, but not be sure that we could see the first ballot burning around 5 a.m. in Chicago. Then that second round of voting will begin sometime around 9:30 a.m. Chicago, and again perhaps we could see another ballot burning around noon Chicago time. But tonight's voting session took much longer than people had anticipated. We've been telling you for days now that this is the largest and most diverse conclave yet, so there are a lot of votes to get through, and they do that one by one.